Also, and the final thing on symptom management is it promotes bone growth. So in order to see disease and symptom management, you need to be sure to use the products consistently. You can't like smoke a joint or fire up a joint and expect to get relief. You must use regular and consistent dosing to get full relief. And we're going to go over the dose management in just a little bit. Now what we're going to talk about is how cannabis actually works. And the cannabinoids work on the same pathways as the biologics do, and they slow down the inflammation. Cannabinoids can target unhealthy cells, leaving healthy cells alone. And the biologics don't do this. So, cannabis helps spark nerve growth. Another thing is cannabis supports the immune system, encouraging homeostasis. And homeostasis is the balance of your immune system. Now what we're going to talk about is dose management. I told you we'd talk about that. First, you want to begin with small dose and increase as needed. Typically, we start with about 10 to 20 milligrams twice a day. You can use it as much as 3 times a day. Wait 4 hours before taking your next dose. Right? And after a few days, you can double that to 20 to 40 milligrams twice a day to 4 times a day. And that's 20 to 40 milligrams per time. So if you used 40 milligrams 3 times a day, you'd get 120 milligrams. Most people max out at about 200 milligrams per day. Now, one of the biggest keys here is to use it consistently and know that it takes time to build up in your system and to give you the full benefit. Usually about 6 to 8 weeks to begin to see the full benefits. Dosing for disease management should always be edible and ingested. No vape, no joints. Now, you can vape also in order to help control your disease management, but do not use the vape or joints to help with your disease management. Not as your primary source of CBD. Also, build up to your individual dose. There is no one size fits all. Like I said, most people get up to about 200. Some people are taking, 750 to 1,500 milligrams. Again, I do not suggest that. I suggest starting low, getting to about 200 to 500 milligrams and staying in that area. All right, next thing we're going to cover is symptom management. There are various forms of using CBD for your symptoms. And we're going to go over some of those symptoms and some of the various ways that you can, the products that you can use to help with your autoimmune disorder. For pain, you can use sprays, you can use drops, you can use edibles, there are topicals, and there are inhaled. Now, one of the best that I mentioned earlier was the topicals. Those are good for kind of like pop-up pain that just kind of pops up. Your knee might start hurting, your shoulder might hurt, start hurting. And you can rub these on and almost get immediate relief. Where the sprays and the drops, edibles, are more, long-term consistent. Even the inhaled is a little bit of, a more immediate reaction. The next thing is nausea. You have sprays, drops, edibles, and inhaled. One of the things with nausea is when you get nausea, you don't necessarily want to do something that's edible or even the drops for fear if you get sick. You might not be able to hold it down. So what you might want to do is do the edible or the drops and then do the inhaled to kind of keep it under control until the edible kicks in. The next thing is anxiety and depression. There are sprays and drops, edibles, and inhaled for that. One of the best ways to help your anxiety and depression is the vape. Again, that's a very immediate response. It kind of relaxes you. Even if you don't vape, if you're not a vapor, a smoker, you don't smoke the joints, you don't smoke cigarettes, you don't smoke vapes. I'm not promoting or saying that that's for you, but it is something that I use, and it's something that has helped me tremendously, and it helps me in the moment, in the now, instead of long term. It's something that I can use if a pain crops up or if nausea crops up, and it gives me immediate relief. The next thing is energy and focus. There are sprays, drops, edibles, and inhaled. And the same thing, insomnia. It's not on the board, but we're going to cover a couple of things here that I didn't get put on the slide. But they're insomnia, there's sprays, drops, edibles, and inhaled. And the inhaled is not as effective it's kind of keep you relaxed, but it doesn't help with the insomnia quite as much. But the edibles, drops, and sprays are much better. Spasms. It's got sprays, drops, edibles, topicals, and inhaled. And again, the topicals are incredible for the muscle spasms. I use them for the muscle spasms, and it has made a huge factor. You can tell when those come on, you can tell when things are tightening up. So to prevent, a catastrophic event, you can use that, rub it on, and you'll get immediate relief, just like you would with the inhaled. They're not quite as good, again, for the muscle spasms as the topicals are. And skin issues. There are drops, edibles, and topicals. We carry a complete line of skincare products. It's anything from AM creams to PM creams, to skincare, to moisturizing lotions, to wrinkle remover, instant lift wrinkle remover. Just there's a lot of products that help. Again, I'm going to go over one of those skincare products here at the end of the video and show how it works. We're going to stop right here, and I'm going to get set up for the video where we will use that and show how that helps your skin, and talk about some of the other skincare products that we have that would help if you had an autoimmune disorder that caused you, say, psoriasis or dry, itchy skin. All right, be back in just a minute. Thank you.